Welcome to Social Work 506, Program Leadership and Management. This presentation will provide you with an overview of this course and assignments, as well as details related to our semester-long group project. My name is Loretta Constantinides, and I will be your instructor for this course. I'm a clinical social worker, and I've been a social worker for over 25 years, with the majority of my career spent in the healthcare arena. For 13 years, I served in a leadership capacity at a mid-sized health system here in Idaho. I have also served on a variety and number of nonprofit boards and committees. I'm a proud graduate of Boise State's BSW and MSW programs. I also serve in the role of field coordinator here in the Boise State University School of Social Work, so we might have met in my field advising capacity as well. As the instructor for this course, I want to be available to you to meet your learning needs. If you need clarification on assignments or other aspects of the course, please do not hesitate to email, call, or add a discussion thread to the Ask the Professor discussion board located in this course. Email and Ask the Professor discussion boards will generally result in the most timely response, as I'm often working remotely. If you'd like to meet one-on-one, I'm glad to arrange a time to meet virtually via Google Meet. Just email me to arrange. So over the next 7 weeks, we're going to be talking about a wide variety of topics related to leadership and management in social services programs, specifically looking at nonprofit organizations. As you can see, there are a number of topics that we will be exploring, and we'll be moving pretty quickly through this material. There is one required textbook for this course. Martha Golinsky's Strategic Leadership and Management in Nonprofit Organizations. I hope that you'll find this book as informative as I have, and that it gives you a great starting point as you head out into the profession and assume leadership roles in your organizations. In addition to the textbook, you'll note there are a lot of supplemental readings in this course. As the syllabus indicates, this course is very reading and group projects intensive. As you scroll through your readings, you'll notice that we have quite a diverse list of book chapters, articles, and PDFs from a diverse group of authors, disciplines, and industries. Most of the assignments in this course are reliant on the content in the reading materials, so it's important that you take time to keep up on your reading each week it is assigned. As you can see, this course is divided into 7 different modules. This week we'll be looking at an overview of the different types of social service organizations and describe the different types of nonprofit entities. Then we'll move into leadership and organization management, where you will actually take a leadership assessment and have the opportunity to reflect upon your own leadership abilities and skills. Then we'll move into revenue sources and fundraising in week 3. In week 4, we'll be focusing on strategic planning and program development. In week 5, we'll take a look at how collaboration, networking, and service integration is implemented, and how advocacy in the public policy sector impacts service delivery. In week 6, we'll have a board and volunteer development focus. In our final week, we will dive into human resource management and communication and marketing. You'll see that you have a syllabus quiz this week, a leadership assessment that you'll be working on in week 2, and then you'll see we have quite a few case study discussions mixed in throughout the course. We also have a group project that I'll be talking about more in a little bit. We have a couple of evaluations, including a self-evaluation and a reflection on the course. Let's dive in a little bit more and talk about the group project for the course. The group project is worth about 50% of your grade, so it's a pretty big project. The purpose of the group project is to get you acquainted to the various aspects of nonprofit management in really tangible ways. We'll be talking about budgeting, fundraising, strategic planning, collaborating with community partners, and interacting with nonprofit boards. I've already randomly assigned you to groups. I encourage you to go ahead and find your group members, introduce yourself to each other, and then throughout the course, your group will act as nonprofit management consultant teams. Your team will use real details from a real nonprofit assigned to you to respond to a hypothetical scenario. At the end of the semester, you are going to submit a presentation that will be peer-reviewed by your classmates. Here's a list of all of the consultant team assignments. As you can see, the first two assignments do not have any points related to them. However, they are important as they are preparatory for the memos and the final presentation. Modules 3, 4, and 5 all have memos due, which I will talk about in a second. Your final presentation is due in Module 6. We will use Module 7 to provide peer reviews of your final presentations and perform your self-evaluation and course reflection. After you introduce yourself to your teammates this week, it's really important that your team identify and claim quickly your nonprofit agency for whom you will be consulting. We've created a list of nonprofit agencies in the Northwest from which your teams can choose from. Selection is first come, first serve, so you'll want to make this a priority. To select your agency, you'll want to access the Google Doc in the Module 1.09 folder. Once in the document, I encourage you to click on the links to the nonprofits, explore their different websites, etc. Review their vision, their mission, their staff, their location, their revenue, their programs, and then talk with your group to see what most interests you. Once you've talked among your group, you need to go in and claim it. Make sure that another group has not already claimed that nonprofit. To claim your nonprofit, simply write your team name in the column, and that's it. I'll monitor this Google document and make sure that everyone is able to select a nonprofit by the end of the week. If you have any issues selecting your agency, please let me know as soon as possible. Once you and your team have selected your nonprofit agency, I encourage you to go learn as much about the nonprofit as you can. Remember, we are going to use the nonprofit information for the hypothetical scenarios throughout the course. You can learn more about your agency through their websites, through sites such as GuideStar and Charity Navigator. You'll need to find their IRS 990 tax form, which is a public document. Again, I want to reinforce that all of the scenarios in this project are purely fictional, so please do not contact the nonprofit agency during this assignment. All research for this assignment will be done virtually. Even if you have a friend or a contact at the agency, do not reach out to that person for assistance on this assignment. There are 3 memos due for this project, so I want to give you some tips as some of you may not be familiar with memo format. Make sure you are following the memo assignments closely, as each memo consists of at least 2 sections. There's a lot of work to these memos and they are meant to be divided up. Make sure that you are sharing the work amongst the team members in your group. The memos all have very strict page limits and should not go over 5 pages. I know that can be hard, but it is part of the assignment and it's important to the work. It will be your job as the consultant team to condense the content down to fit the limited pages. Make sure you are working with all of your team members to be creative about how you condense your information. You can do this by using bullet points and lists, inserting graphs and or tables, and referring to attachments in your memo. In Module 6, you'll be submitting a final presentation. This final presentation brings all 3 memos you have submitted into a 10-minute recorded presentation. Your classmates will submit peer reviews on the presentations. I highly encourage you and your group to be proactive in researching and selecting the technology that you would like to use for your presentation. You should do this in the next couple of weeks, and then you and your team should become familiar with that technology. Please do not wait until weeks 5 and 6 to make this decision. You may need to connect with the Office of Informational Technology, or OIT, which can take some time. So you don't want to wait until the last minute to work out any technical difficulties. That concludes the course overview. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out via email or through the Ask the Professor discussion board. I'm really looking forward to working with all of you over the next 7 weeks.